We're at the top of Hanauma Bay. I've already gone through the orientation, the ticket area, and of course the parking area. There's a link right there to make reservations. I highly recommend you make reservations because walk-ins can happen, but the cutoff is somewhere between 8 and 9:30, and then after that they won't let you come in. So make a reservation if you can, otherwise you just gotta plan to go really early. So my main thing for this video is to show you what my experience is with the GoPro Hero 12 with the dive case, also with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 with the dive case, and also with the Insta360 X5 with the dive case. And you can see the results of the video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Right now we're using the GoPro Hero 12. It has the dive case on it. I'm filming it in 8:7, which is a square picture, and reframing it back to a regular widescreen, which you see is happening right now. Everything is pretty much automatic that I'm filming it. Color is natural though, and also have the hyper stabilization on. You can tell by the dive case being on that the sound is more muffled, just letting you experience what you're gonna hear when you film with this dive case on. And I'm using the Fit Still dive case. I got it on Amazon. It's an off-brand. It came with 3 filters. I don't know how to use all that, because to do that, use the filters, you gotta set the Kelvinite, what do you call it, the lighting, you got to set it manually for it to get the best effect, I guess, and then you attach the filters on there. But I don't know how to do all that. I'm just like to use footage that's straight out of the camera usually. Try not to do too much editing. Walking down the hill, you can always get the catch the I don't know what you call it, it's not like a trolley, but there's a vehicle that shuttles people up and down. It's a truck carrying a trailer of seats that you can catch a ride on. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this. We're almost at the bottom, and there's the truck, and you can see it's pulling the people. So it's really good way to go up and down. You don't have to pay in addition to anything else. It's included with whatever the fee is. Right now the regular fee to enter the park to park is $3. If you're Kama'aina, it's $1. You do have to see the video orientation video if you haven't seen it within a year, and also you have to make sure you make the reservations like I said earlier, or if you're going to walk and come early. Also, if you're a resident, you can still come, and you'll be able to get in as long as you come in to the park before 1. Parking for residents is $1. Entry fee is $25 per person. I don't know if there's a cost for children. I didn't check, but and I totally can now, but I'm being lazy, sorry. But the website is at the beginning of this video. You can go to the website and go check out all that information. Also, if you're a resident, it's no cost to you at all. Just make sure you bring your ID. Also, it's helpful to have your phone, so you can check in with your QR code. You can scan at the beginning when you first enter before you get to the ticket area. And you gotta check in that way. And if you don't have your phone, I think you can still come to the window and just show them your ID and stuff. So I'm filming in 4K 60 with this GoPro. You can see it's pretty stable. This is hyper stabilization. I prefer this GoPro stabilization over the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, filming at 120 frames per second, 4K 120 frames per second. I don't know why the stabilization does not work as stable with that at that high frame rate, but I guess it's understandable. But you can get some really cool slow slow motion footage with that Insta360 Ace Pro 2, filming at 4K 120. But right now I'm filming with the GoPro 4K 60 frames per second, and again with the housing on it. So not bad, right? And the quality looks really great. It's brand new, the case. It's not scratched or anything. I think it looks really good. Don't forget to use reef safe sunscreen. If you see any Hawaiian green sea turtles or Hawaiian monk seals, do not approach them. Leave them alone. Keep your distance from them, especially if there's a mom and her pup with the Hawaiian monk seals. They are wild animals, you know, and they can bite. So, but they're also protected. So by law, you will be breaking the law if you go and touch them or get a selfie or something. So just best to stay away, and if you want to take a picture of them, that's cool, but do it from a distance. Right now we're using the Insta360 X5. That's a 360 camera with the dive case on it. The dive case is about $100. It's a special case. There's anti-fog pads in it. This one is actually pretty easy. Just make sure when you put the camera in that your clips are totally open when you're trying to close the case. I had some clips that it looked like it was open, but it was kind of in a little too much, and it was stopping the case from closing completely. And it actually does close all the way down without having a problem. So this is also, I should say, it's reframed. So instead of the actual 360 video, this is reframed to have only one view and interchangeable as I want it to be throughout the video. And if you've never worked with a 360 camera before, you're gonna have a lot of fun if you like to have change views. Because right now when you're filming with the 360, you can get all views. I want to point out something with the dive case. To me, it's not as crystal clear as if, say, you were above on land filming without the dive case. I felt like I had to reframe the picture wider, which is why you see it like me kind of small there in the picture. Whereas if I was filming this on land, the camera would have been closer to me, I would have been bigger. I feel like underwater this camera does not have as much detail on the video. Close-up stuff looks pretty good, but you got to get really close. To reframe all of this, I use the Insta360 Studio, which is a free download. When you have the camera, when you register the camera, you can just download it for free. This is a really wide view, which is why you see me and then you see everybody. These people are kind of more on my side, kind of behind me, and you can see the ground looks a little bit more like a ball. You can change this view and make it into a little tiny world, or you can even make it into a glass ball, which is pretty cool. It looks like it's in an aquarium with just black around it, like a ball aquarium. You can hear the sounds around in the water. You're hearing the crackling from, I'm not sure what. Sometimes it's the fish eating the coral. Sometimes it's I guess bubbles and stuff. But it's a lot of sounds that you hear underwater. You can hear it, some sounds too, when you're just, you know, with your face in the water like this. I just wanted to show you how it looks with people, and then in contrast to the coral. The coral is a little closer, so it looks pretty good. The people look pretty good too, except only when it's far and wide. When you If you were to try to make this look like the actual 360 video, it would have been not as nice and clean and clear and sharp, which you can see in my PhotoLukeHawaii 360 channel. I did post this video already of the first video that shows you the 360, the actual 360 video. You can move around in and look around. You can look up, you can look down, sideways, everywhere. I forgot to mention that this day it wasn't as clear as I thought it was going to be. There was some surf that was rolling in every once in a while. It seemed kind of calm, but it was churning the water, I think, enough that it was, you know, you can see particles in the water. It's not as clear, and it's got more murky in certain areas. Over here is not so bad, but you can kind of see a little bit on the sides. Also, to take note with the 360 cameras, when you're looking at it, the middle looks really great. It's the side that looks a little distorted, maybe not as sharp. You can see like that. I don't know if you guys could notice that, but I notice it. So as a 360 video, when you want to see things better proportion and also clearer, sharper, you want it in the middle of the frame. So you turn the video around so you can see in the middle. But since we reframed it, it still has that issue where the sides are a little bit distorted or a little soft on the focus. Some raccoon, not raccoon, no, that was a threadfin butterfly, I think, and I can't remember what that one is. There was not as much fish as I thought that there were gonna be on this day. You're not supposed to step on the coral. All the rocky areas you're not supposed to step on. You step on the sand, that's it. The reef, the rocks, the reef is food for the fish, and it's growing still, it's still alive. If you step on that, you can damage, hurt the reef, which means you're damaging the food for the fish. So always, if you know you're not going to be able to swim very far and stuff, stay in the sandy area. You see the flashing lights that look like maybe it's lightning or something. It's not. It's, I think, just light reflecting and the way that the camera's picking it up. I don't have an actual explanation. I just want to tell you that that's not lightning. You can see the rays of water coming into the water, and you know, because the water is not flat, it has, you know, it has texture on the top, so the reflections as it enters the water, that's why you can see it looking like weird shapes on the sand, right? It's like constantly changing lenses reflecting the light. But it's really cool effects. It's kind of trippy, you know, to see, to look at. The camera picks up stuff that your naked eye doesn't. So as you can see, the water's kind of murky in this area. I try not to film in these kind of areas, but well, this is just what it looks like. Also, did you just notice the change of the lighting? It went from yellow to like blue. That's the camera on auto. If you don't want it to do that, you have to manually set the light temperature, what will work for you. I don't like to mess with that stuff, so I just leave it as it is, and it's on auto. It's going to change whenever it wants to. And in auto mode, it's the camera's thinking, oh, what do I need to have it on, and it's going to adjust. And if it's right on that line, it might go back and forth for a little bit. So that line meaning, you know, it could be yellow more or more blue it needs. Kind of cool. You can see the sun reflecting down into water there. So I have to say I really like the way that it looks in the Insta360 X5 with the dive case as far as the environment. But if you want and pointing, if you're willing to point at things, you know, like you're filming the fish, or you know, if you're filming, you know, your friends or whatever, snorkeling, you have to make sure with the other kind of camera like a GoPro or Insta360 Ace Pro 2 that you're facing the camera in the direction that they're at. Sometimes it's hard to see it on the back of the screen because the screen is so small too. But that's the benefit of the Insta360 X5 is you can reframe it later. You're catching everything, right? But at the cost of not it being as sharp, also at the cost of it being wider of a view than if you were to just shoot with or film with the GoPro or the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. The DJI has the Action 5 too. That's supposed to be really good also. And same thing, you know, you're gonna have to make sure you're pointing that in the right direction with everything in the frame. So again, that's the benefit of a 360 camera where and let's not get confused. Yes, Insta360 X5 is the same name as Insta360 Ace Pro 2 at the beginning of it, but the Ace Pro 2 is not a 360 camera, it's a 360 brand. Does that make sense? You can see a hidden layer there on the left. Was that a yellow striped snapper or something on the left? And there's a goldfish there on a striped one. Ooh, look at the school manini. That's the striped ones. It's a tang family. Oh, and there's a o'io, that bigger silver one that went by. I used to know all the fish names. I'm so terrible at it now. That's a surgeon fish, that darker one that went down there on the right. I don't know which one that is. I cannot remember. There's so much different kind of fish that you can find in Hanauma Bay. If my wife Cheryl was with me, she would find eels and octopus. But I mean, it might be because my eyesight is not going so good now. I need glasses, so I can't see stuff. So I just, you know, see fish that are hopefully, you know, moving around where I can see them. I opted not to bring an extra battery for the Insta360 X5. That's what I'm using, right? Because I did not want to open the case. And once you open the case, you can get water inside, right? And the camera itself is waterproof also, but I still am hesitant to open the case and let salt water in it. After I went home, I soaked the case in water for about half an hour to an hour before I opened it. And that is to get the salt water off and stuff, and rinse it off after I soaked it. I rinsed it off with fresh water, and then I dried the outside casing, and then I opened it. Even though it was a little wet on the seam still, I opened it then. I felt good about opening it. I still opened it carefully though. But yeah, just to preserve the case itself, to preserve the camera from accidentally getting salt in it. I didn't want to change any of the camera's batteries if I could help it. So I had 3 cameras with me, you know, so I didn't need to. Each camera can pretty much film about an hour and 20 minutes each, something like that. So some of them, this one I think you can film about an hour and a half, the GoPro about an hour 10, hour 20 minutes. And I was trying to push it a little bit, so I was using the GoPro at 4K 60, and unfortunately I brought it in the water, but I didn't use it because I ran out of time. So later on you'll see the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 footage. I have to say, one thing I don't like about the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, I love that you can film at 4K 120 frames per second, but I don't like how heavy it is. It's a lot heavier, especially with the dive case on it, a lot heavier than the GoPro 12, even with the 12 with the case on it. Yeah, it's a lot heavier. So recently I had my GoPro Hero 11 get water damage, saltwater damage. I hadn't been using my GoPros with water housing, underwater housing, because the cameras are waterproof already, but I don't want to take a chance because my 12s, I don't want it to break. So that's why I bought the underwater housing. It makes it more bulky, but you know, you get protection. So and just as an idea, I'm wearing a fanny bag with my other cameras in it. So I'm using the Insta360 X5 with the housing, right? I have a fanny bag on with the GoPro Hero 12 with the dive case on it, and a Insta360 Ace Pro 2 with the dive case on it, and it fits in a small kind of rugged regular fanny bag. It's not waterproof or anything, so I gotta make sure that all the seals are closed, and you know, even the camera itself, the cameras are waterproof, right? Make sure your battery doors are all closed really good, the charging ports are all closed really good before you put it in the housing. I'm so out of shape, I had to take plenty breaks. So yeah, you can see the fanny bag on me right there. I was also testing out the I have a phone case around my neck to see how that would work. I want to be able to have the phone with me in the water in case there's an emergency. I can look at it. The phone case worked great, and it was just one of those that actually can attach to your arm also, but it goes around a lanyard around your neck, and you can tuck it in I tucked it into my rash guard so it's not dangling out all over the place. And every once in a while I could look at it, and I could still touch the screen with those, which I like. I also got a fanny bag type of waterproof bag for the phone to try, but I didn't try it because I just was like, too many things going on. I already have 3 cameras. Make sure whatever fins you're getting, I'm using the fin, DAFIN. They're like bodyboarding, body surfing fins, and make sure they're the right size for you, because I'm using a 910. It's a little snug on my foot, so I think I have to get the 1011, especially for Austin. His feet are bigger than mine, but it does make a difference when you're snorkeling, because your feet are gonna get sore, and if your feet are sore because it's too tight, you're gonna not be able to be in the water much long, for very long, I should say. And you can see a lot of light changes right now. It goes from yellow to blue. That's the camera automatically doing it, you know, reacting to the sunlight and how much sun and what kind of light, I guess, it's coming in, and letting the sensor know, or feeding it information to trigger it to automatically change for some reason. make sure that you do not leave trash. I sometimes will pick up things off the sand and stuff in the water to make sure that I'm not leaving trash in there or anything. Unfortunately, I lost my wrist, that leash thing off of my pole. I'm using an Insta360 pole with my dive case, and I lost it. I don't know where it went, so I unfortunately left something in the water I did not mean to. See, my feet are sore right now because the fin is the wrong size, I think, so I'm gonna have to get a different fin. You can see the shadow of the Insta360 pole, but you can't see it, right? That's the beauty of an Insta360. Also, it makes it look like the pole's invisible, but it doesn't hide the shadow, of course. Let me know what you think, you know, about the clarity, about how, if you have experience with Insta360s on land or underwater. I was really excited to try this. I got this like about 4 months ago, and I never tried it until now. So I was really excited, and I was kind of disappointed though, because I think I was expecting a little bit more out of it. But you know, there's 360 cameras that are super expensive, like in the thousands. So this X5 was, I think it was like $800 or $700 with the dive case. Can't remember, but you know, for what it is, I love it on land. I love it. Like, I'm always filming with it now, along with my GoPro or Insta360 Ace Pro 2. So I have more videos to post on my, well, I have a PhotoLukeHawaii 360 channel that only has 360 videos, and you guys should really check that out, because it's a fun channel. And it just has 360s on there, and has everything from Hawaii, Japan. It has all the menus for all my other videos on all my channels, so you can find it all there. I don't know how you felt about the detail and the distance. If that's just how this camera is. I don't know how you. I felt like it was okay. It's like, it's cool to see. I'm always into more detail when I'm filming, which is why I could do 4K 24 frames per second to get a cinematic look, but I don't want that. I want more detail. So I'm always at least filming at 30 frames per second, but usually I'm at 60, and now I've been doing a lot of 180 frames per second. Gives you a little bit more options. The only thing I don't like is, ooh, I just hit the case. The only thing I don't like is, I think you don't get as good stabilization when you're filming at a faster frame rate. When you're getting your snorkel equipment and stuff, whether you're buying it online or what, There are shops here. You can also buy your snorkel equipment from the mask, the snorkel. I recommend there's a liquid that you can put a few drops inside your mask, and you rub it around with your fingers around the whole surface of the glass of your mask on the inside. You let it dry for 5-10 minutes, and then you go in the water. You rinse it out just real quick. You don't rub it when you rinse it out. You just let the water rinse it out real quick, and then you dump all the water out, and it's good to go. You have that liquid will it's an anti-fog liquid. If you do not have that liquid, you can always spit in your mask and rub it around the same way you would the anti-fog thing, but it does not last as long with your spit, not nearly as long, but it's just an option for you if you need to. That liquid is amazing though. I know Snorkel Bob's on Couple Hulu, they carry that. And you can buy a bottle from them, and I don't know if they used to do free refills, but don't argue with them if they don't do it now. It's, you know, things cost money, and I would save the container it came in and then go back for a refill. It wasn't that expensive in the first place, so I highly recommend getting that anti-fog liquid thing for your snorkel mask. So, yeah, that guy should not be stepping on the rocks. What are you doing, dude? Are you going from one to another? That's party foul. Remember, protect the reef. Don't step on it. Snorkeling is a taxing thing on your body. It takes a lot of effort. It's not a walk in the park. You know, you have to remember, take it easy, especially if you're not used to snorkeling or swimming. It is exhausting and taxing on your body, so take your breaks, bring a snack, eat. Hanauma Bay has a snack shop. Yeah, it's all the way at the top, so if you don't want to do that, bring food. Make sure you throw away all your rubbish, and there is that tram thing that goes up and down that will take you up and down. You just have to wait for it. As you can tell, this area is more murky. The visibility isn't as good. And this is if you're looking out towards the ocean, standing on the beach, this is the kind of in the middle on the right side of the bay. On the left side has nicer sandy areas in the water. There's always the possibility of waves coming in and turning up the water, making it a little bit more murky, but this side to me has less fish activity, so I don't know why. It seemed like there were a lot of people still on this side though, but I guess, you know, people don't want to crowd. Yeah, you spread out. Did you see that ripple there in the water? There, you saw it again. Anytime you use a 360 camera, there's always going to be that seam ripple, which depends on, I guess, what angle you're choosing to view, and you might see that ripple come up. I have to say the Insta360 X3 was fun to use. But the quality wasn't the best, especially in low light. The X4 was a lot better generally. Like, I love that camera during the day. It was still lacking at night. And then the X5 is just all around amazing, even in low light. But I mean, you know, it still has its limitations and stuff, but I feel like the X5 is super good above water. In water, I just want you to know that this is what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like. And forget trying to zoom into things. It's not going to work. The best views that, like I said earlier, is wider like this, where you can see the horizon is bending, where you can see the sky. This is to me, the best sharper views. When I try to make it more like a regular widescreen, the regular view, it felt like it was not clear enough, not detailed enough. You know, I think it's the best that it can be with whatever it can be, because if you use this X5 without the dive case, it looks way worse. Yeah. Even though the camera itself is waterproof up to like 33 feet or something, you know, you can have problems, it can seep in, but the optical part of the camera, the lens, is not made specifically for underwater. So that's what the dive case is for, to make it look better, but also to protect the camera too. So it's just, you know, you're just gonna have to, there's always the pros and the cons for every option that you try or use. Yeah, if you have nothing else and you have to take that camera underwater, even though it doesn't have a dive case on, use it at your own risk. But I wouldn't do it, especially knowing the quality is not going to be that great. Ooh, is that akule or is that ulua? No, I don't know my bigger fish so well. I know those fish get bigger though. So this is a no fishing, you know, nature reserve. So reserve. So you're gonna see fish in here, which is amazing, because you know, you might not be able to get close to a fish like this sometimes out in the open ocean. They don't have to worry about people coming to fish for them or predators here so much. Not people predators anyways. Sorry, I'm showing you so much of this footage that I probably don't need to, but I want you to really like think about it and look at it before you buy these cameras, so that you know and you're aware of what you're getting, what you can expect. There's you can see water on the housing. We're gonna switch now to the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, which is another Insta360 camera, but it does not do 360 videos. It's like the GoPro, but it's heavier. A lot heavier. So one thing I already tell you, on the stick, because the camera's heavier, it's harder to hold it straight horizontally, especially with the Insta360 pole. That's another one right there. That guy's using it without the housing. You see that? But I'm using it with the housing with the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, so it's a square camera, not the same one that he's using. I put that one away already. Now, when you're using this camera with that small pole, there's no way to tell unless you're physically looking at the camera which is up and which is down. And it's heavy, like I said. There's a limitation too. You can't swivel the camera head too up, facing upwards too much. The angle, see, I'm trying to point it up more, but I'm getting the sand and I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to get a straight video, and I just was having a hard time. This is my first time using this underwater, like literally right now. And I just wanted to get to see the top of the water, or the top of where the water ends, and then the sand at the bottom. I was having a hard time. You can angle the pole to get it to face that way, but it was actually limited to pivoting up because of the case itself. You'll know what I'm talking about if you ever try it. You just have to try to tilt it up, and it won't go all the way. I think you gotta add one more piece in there to make it so you can swivel it up more. So now with this camera, you get better proportion looking fish. It's clearer. I am filming in 4K 120 frames per second. If you slow the video down, the slow motion video looks really great. And I do have a couple examples in this video if you keep watching. But if you want to get better detail in the water, this is a better option, or the GoPro Hero 12 or 11 or 13. I kind of prefer the 13. I mean, not the 13, the 12, because I never used the 13 yet. I never had one. There's a parrotfish right there, and I like the GoPro because it's not as heavy. It's not as heavy of a camera. So. But I had to try, I had to try these things. What I did not try is I did not try the pure video mode in this Insta360 Ace Pro 2 camera, which is good for low light. It also captures like a HDR kind of look, so everything is not super sharp all the time. It balances out the dark and the light better. It's better for low light. But I wanted to try this camera in this mode first, and I didn't have a lot of time. I had to go pick up Austin from school, so this is what I got. Plus I was feeling seasick, honestly. Feeling the water move me around like that. I had to get up and take a break, so here's a little footage from inside the water, and then going coming out of the water. You can see there's no water beads on this dive housing. It's amazing. I thought there would be. There usually is. So really nice crystal clear optics on this dive housing. I am using the dive case for the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, the Insta360 brand one. You can still hear the muffled sounds of a housing over the camera, but look, it looks great coming out of the water. Straight out of the water. Usually, I remember my old GoPros, like you'd have beads on the front. This you can't not have it. It's just so. Anyways, it's awesome. I often wondered what if my cameras stopped working well and started beating up. Maybe if I some people told me to put like car wax, but I don't know about that on the thing. So I just wanted to try it out with the housing on, show you what it looks like when you're walking down the beach, how it looks like, testing out the optics and the detailing and the clarity, also the stabilization. It's okay. This is not bad. I just feel like it could be a little bit more stable. This is on high stabilization, by the way, so it's the highest it can go. But it is 4K, 120 frames per second.
126. Thanks, man.
He was asking me what time.
I'm almost there too.
I had to get a watch for my wrist for snorkeling because I could look at my phone, but I don't want to count on that. I wanted to make sure I can see the time anytime. So I went and got a cheap, like $18 waterproof watch off of Amazon just to for that purpose, and it works out really good. This is kind of the middle of the bay area. To me, it's not as nice and clear as the side I was started on the left side. There's more rocky areas over here. It's more barren. It's more murky. The visibility is not so good. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm trying to put on my fins, and I don't know why people come onto this side so much. Maybe just to spread out. You know, maybe they don't know the other side is a little nicer. But it's okay. I just thought I'd check it out because I saw people here and I was like, oh, maybe they know something I don't know. But no, it was what I expected. That it was, visibility was low, as you can see. Can you even see the sand? Barely. So something to consider. You know, when you go snorkeling, you may not get a good visibility. It could have to do with waves or the tide. It could be that it was raining the day before. There's so many different reasons why. So yeah, just I guess always be hopeful that you're gonna, you know, get to see great stuff, but know that you might, you know, have a day where the visibility is not as good. Or know that maybe if one place is not that visibly clear, maybe you can, you know, check out another part of the bay. get ready for some really slow speed. This is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, filmed at 4K, 120 frames per second, 120 frames per second. That is not a humu humu nuku nuku apua'a. That is a different type of humu humu. The state fish is the humu humu nuku nuku apua'a, and that one is same family but little different variety. But you see how nice and smooth it is. This is pretty amazing. This is what I wanted to try and see how it would work. You can see even the debris slowly going by. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I love that option at filming at 4K 120 frames per second, and you can do this above land too. Just know that your battery, your camera is going to overheat possibly and shut down at some point because of the higher frame rate. I didn't have that problem on this one because I was short on time. If I could have, I would have depleted the whole, tried to deplete the whole battery, see how long I could film in this mode. And but normally I would be filming at 4K 60 frames per second, whether it was even if it was my GoPro. Actually, my GoPro, because I worry about it overheating, I would go 4K 30 frames per second. That's a little puffer there. A lot of times in these holes in the coral, you'll be able to see, you might be able to see eels. You might see the bright-eyed damsel darting around, going in and out of different areas through the holes. Maybe there's a tunnel in there. Cheryl's really good at spotting eels in those small holes. There are small tiny eels. Sometimes you'll see an octopus sleeping in there. The octopus will sleep during the day, and it won't come out during the day unless something bothers it. The octopus is called a he'e, and the eel is called a puhi in Hawaiian. And there's different types of he'e and puhi. It would be like he'e something or puhi something, just like the humu humu. That's the base of the humu humu nuku nuku apua'a, humu humu, and then you have what kind of humu it is. There's a hinalea there following that parrotfish. Hinalea is a wrasse fish. is an example of 4K 120 frames per second slowed down to quarter speed, so 25%, and it's pretty good. Like, you know, I mean, if the water was less murky, I think this would look a lot better. But just to show you how sharp and clear that it can be even in this kind of condition, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty good. Maybe if I had filmed this in 4K 30, it would have been brighter, but it's okay. I had to try it in 4K 120. So we're done. We're done. I have to go pick up Austin, so I'm gonna leave. And that's pretty much my adventures today. We're gonna go walk up though, so you can see the stability. We're gonna still use the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, and I'm sorry for all the shaky. It's just, that's the stability. I don't know. Just have to, you know, move gently with the camera. I would recommend catching the tram up. It is a long, steep walk back up when you're tired from snorkeling. Just wait at the bottom. There's two going, and so you shouldn't have to wait too long. It's totally worth catching the tram instead of walking, but it's up to you. I don't like waiting. I just have a thing about waiting. I don't like waiting, so I'm decided to walk, and I totally regretted it because halfway up I'm like, I'm dying. This is killing me. Why did I decide to walk? But it is an option. You can walk if you want to, or you can catch the tram. Yeah, so you see how rocky it is. It's it's not super stable, but I mean, what do you expect? You know, I'm carrying things and I'm tired. Hey, don't forget, you can become a member if you want to support PhotoLukeHawaii here on YouTube. Membership is only $2 for the lowest member, and I think we have a membership at $2.99 and also a $4.99 level. Just depends on what you want to, or how you want to support our channel. We also have Patreon, and we have PayPal if you want to just make a donation, and it's always just free to subscribe to PhotoLukeHawaii on YouTube. It's free to do. Just subscribe once though, because if you subscribe more than once, you're going to unsubscribe. Thank you everybody for watching. Like this video also. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and we'll take you the rest of the way up. See, look, that's the tram. I mean, it might be full at different times, but you'll catch the next one if you have to. Thanks everybody.